Hey, it's me. It's Mark.
Hey, Mark.
How's it going?
I'm fantastic.
We've got a great show today. That's number one. Number two, I just want to let everyone out there listening know that if you don't have enough Randomosity with Shawn and Mark themed aspects in your life, you can go over to Facebook at Randomosity with Shawn and Mark and click on the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Randomosity Pod. So just click on the button.
Badink.
Yep, that's exactly what it sounds like when you click it. You can keep up with all the nonsense we're up to, see photos, and much, much more. Now, let's get to the episode. What happens when two idiots give life advice? Explore unrealistic situations and give random topics more thought than they deserve? It's Randomosity with Shawn and Mark. Isn't it romantic? Oh, no.
What?
Yeah. Well, it's Valentine's Day, Shawn.
Well, I understand that.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was your Valentine. You're singing to me here.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, and we have a special guest on the program as well.
Hi, Jim.
Jim's here.
Hello.
Happy Valentine's Day, Jim.
Happy Valentine's Day. What am I doing here for Valentine's Day?
I don't know, yeah. That's a good question, and that's on the program today as well.
Hey, perfect.
Yeah,
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, welcome into the Randomosity with Shawn and Mark podcast. Shawn and Mark and Jim back with you.
And Jim.
That's right. We have a great show for you today. Excited about the topic today. We're going to be talking about, like the things we do for love and like some maybe crushes that we've had in the past. Famous people crushes. We won't go into that because, our wives may listen.
And the people that were the crushes, for all we know, could listen, and that would be bad.
Oh, famous
Why
people?
would that be bad?
Well, no, not the famous. Like people that we had crushes on in grade school, high school that we might know.
Oh, I'm not bringing that up. No.
No. Yeah, celebrity truck crushes.
Yes.
Yeah. Also excited about the Situation Room, and of course, we will ponder some good questions together. So, how's it going, Shawn?
It's going well, sir. How about for you?
Going good. I can't complain. Things going well. How about you, Jim?
I'm doing very well. I want to thank you for giving me a copy of your book that you published.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Raven's Revenge.
Raven's Revenge, yep. And I enjoyed it. I gave it to my daughter afterwards, and she was impressed that you signed it, that I knew you. And I had to emphasize that we grew up in high school together.
Yep.
And she read it, and she got to the end where you did some acknowledgments, and she's like, Jim J, is he talking about you? I was like, yeah. We were big nerds back in high school.
We were. I mentioned quite a few people in that, I think. Well, a few of us that used to play the games together and play Dungeons and Dragons together. I think because Guy's on there, Richard is on there, and I think Charles.
And Charles and Guy, and we used to Dungeons and Dragons, listen to music, watch Highlander movies, watch sword movies, so
and the map that I used is the one we used back then too. So
that's what I was. I was like, I said, turn to the front of the book where the map is. She goes, oh, okay. I said, that map. She goes, yeah. I said, that's Draconia. She goes, yeah. I said, that's the map we used back in the 80s when we were playing Dungeons and Dragons. She went, no. I went, oh, yeah.
So I still have the original map.
Nice.
That's on the graph paper, and then Shawn took it and digitized it to make it for that, and we actually have one hanging up in the studio here.
That's cool. I need a copy of that thing.
Okay. I should have it on. I think I have it on my computer at home. I can.
Just send me the file, and I can print it up on 11 by 17 here.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, I might have it on this computer here.
But thank you. That my daughter really enjoyed it, and she's looking forward to your next books.
Yep.
Whenever
We're working on that. Yeah.
Now, one question I had: you said she was amazed that he signed it. Was she like didn't think he could sign his name, or?
No. She's amazed. This has happened to me before. That somebody had gone through a book or a magazine or a comic book, and seen an acknowledgement to me that I did not see because I just hadn't seen it. I knew Mark had signed it, right? But my daughter was just amazed that of the people that I know, and I know Mark, as an author and as a friend, and she was just amazed that she goes, and he wrote this, yes, and you know him, yes, for a very long time. How do you know these people?
I have a book signed by John Lutz. I met him, and he just passed away here recently, but yeah, I mean, it's always amazing when you get some of those, I'm not a big time author, but when you actually get some of those, because I have some other books signed by people. We worked with a guy that wrote a book.
Jerry?
Yeah, Jerry,
Yeah.
And I have a signed copy of that. And, we have, it's just really neat having those.
You got a signed copy of my dad's book.
Yep, that's right.
So technically my dad is published. However, he didn't know he was going to be published. Can I tell that story real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So for my dad's, I guess it was it his 70th birthday? No. Or was it for Father's Day? Either way, several years ago, he had written, my dad's always like made up stories for bedtime stories or just made them up on the top of his head. So my mom was having
What
me
are you
get
saying about him?
that
He lies?
No, that.
Oh, okay.
That
I
he's
just
a
want to make
cr-
sure that
cra-
we were going. Okay.
Nah. So anyway, my mom had given me her old computer. That, by the way, this thing had 8 gigabytes of. This is how old this computer is. 8 gigabyte hard drive, and it said never obsolete. I had to laugh at that. So anyway, I had to take the hard drive out of that and plug it into my computer to get it to actually get the files off of it.
Okay.
And then there was a lot of creative writing that my dad did when he retired and took some college courses. So we had that, and then when my niece was born, he had handwritten a journal for her with different stories, just made up stories, and I had to translate that because I'm the only one that could read my dad's handwriting, because I also.
So it's very similar to yours. Then.
Oh, it's worse than mine actually. So I compiled them all up, and Mark had told me how he had published his book, and so I went through the same source and published a book for my dad. We call it Building a Clock: Stories from an Irish Grandfather, because my mom has always said with my dad, if you ask him the time, he'll tell you how to build a clock. So I got a copy of that, and since Mark was the one that showed me how to do the publishing, I gave him one of the copies, and my dad signed it for him.
Yep. And then a friend of mine, Ed, he had a bunch of stories from his grandpa, and he wanted to put that together, and we put that together for him, and then he gave it to his family and stuff, and yeah, it was really cool.
That's cool. Yeah, it's amazing how small the world is.
It really is.
It is.
I was in the Navy. And I had a buddy, and we hung out a lot. We collected comics together. We collected cards and stuff, and we split, went to different places, different commands, different places in our life, and we started talking again on the phone. And he went to Wizard World in Chicago, and he met up with some creators there. And for whatever reason, my name came up. They said, "Oh, Jim Jokish?" I said, "Yeah." Said, "Oh, yeah, we know him." And he's like, "Wait, what?" "Oh, yeah, Jim. Yeah, he's here. He's here right now. Yeah, big Chaos fan." "Yeah, I'm sure it's not the same guy." Because, well, how many Jim Jokishes in the world do you think there are?
Yeah.
42.
and he's like, "There's no way." He goes, "Yeah, guy, looks like this, he loves Chaos Comics. Yeah, Brian's talked to him, I've talked to him, he has pictures with us. He came to our headquarters. Yeah, Jim. Yeah, we know Jim."
Yeah, the guy we have a restraining order on.
And I get this phone call out of the blue. How the hell does the creators of Chaos Comics know who you are when you don't? And I was like, "Oh, I was in town, and I gave them a call, and they said I could come by, and they gave me a tour, and really nice guys, and yeah, so what's the problem?" I talked to them on the phone, placing orders and stuff. How the hell do you? So yeah, it's amazing how small our little world is, and how easily you can run in. I interviewed with 2 guys recently, and they're like, "Oh, you might not remember me, but we had dinner over in Taiwan before." I said,
Huh.
"Okay." I said, "I hope it was a good dinner." I hope And the next guy was like, "Oh, I know him. Yeah, I know him from Taiwan. Yeah, I know him. Oh, okay." So, so yeah, I thought the interviews went well, and yeah, it's a small little blue pearl we live on, so it's
wow.
amazing.
In the small world after
Oh, here we go.
if it's gonna be stuck in my head, y'all are suffering with me.
Disney's going to be
I
calling
know,
us
yeah.
now. And not to sponsor the show.
It's a tiny, tiny world. I know Jim gets that reference.
I absolutely get it.
All right, so on the show this week, Mark,
Oh, hey, you know, we
go
we
ahead.
talked about that already.
we did, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, Shawn. Catch up.
I need to start paying attention. Anyway, continue, sir.
Well, we appreciate everyone supporting the podcast, by the way, on Apple, Spotify, and all the other podcast sites out there. Listening, supporting, reviewing. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Following us on social media, on Facebook at Randomosity with Shawn and Mark, on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Randomosity Pod. And to all of you out there supporting the show, we want to say thank you.
Thank you, and happy Valentine's Day.
That's
Thank
right.
you all.
So, how about we head into the Situation Room?
All right, sounds good to me.
Welcome to the Situation Room.
You know what I just realized? This is our 20th show.
20th show. Wow.
I can't count
Moving right
anymore.
along.
I'm not going to be able to count any more shows. I've run out of toes and fingers.
Yeah, we're going to have to find another way to do that. We'll have to buy him a something. I don't know.
Abacus, maybe. I
An
don't know.
abacus, yeah.
Abacus?
Yeah.
You gotta find. Where are you gonna find an abacus these days?
Oh, I'm sure there's one somewhere.
Oh, I thought
okay.
you were talking about two groups from the 70s. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Well,
Maybe
no, it was the
Tuesday.
Genesis album I was telling you about.
No, yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, show 20. That's neat.
That's
We're-
a little-
we're moving right along.
Yeah, it seems like it's a little bit of a situation, doesn't it?
It does. It seems like it's a situation.
That was
I
the
mean,
worst
situation.
segue.
Oh gosh, yeah. Okay, here we go. All right, first situation comes from Don.
Okay. Don Juan.
Yeah, not Donald Duck, but but
All right.
Don. Your TV just died on you.
Damn.
A friend steps in with an extra TV that they graciously gift to you. You use that TV for a while until you're ready to upgrade. Now, can you sell that gifted TV to offset the cost of your new TV?
So it's
That would
gifted,
be
right?
rude.
It would be rude, but it was gifted, right? Like he doesn't expect it back.
Right, I don't think he expects it back.
So,
I would offer it back.
Would you?
Yeah, that's probably what you should do. So, could you sell it? Yes. Should you sell it? I'd say no.
What's the time frame there? You use it a while, but I mean, if it was a year,
Okay,
maybe
yeah.
that would be okay. I mean, it's like Jim gives me a car,
Mm-hmm.
and then I go and sell it the next day. That would be that would not be
Right.
right.
Right. Exactly.
But
Jim's giving away cars.
yeah, Jim's used cars.
Yeah, I got a good one for you.
At Joker's Hyundai and Subaru, we have Hyundais and Subarus.
Oh boy,
It's the Mach 5.
the Mach 5,
So yeah.
Ecto 1.
So back to the television. I'd say yeah. You technically yes, you probably could sell it. I don't think that you should sell it though.
Yeah,
Again, depending on the time frame. If you've had it a year, then the guy really has no sentimentalness to it anymore.
right. I mean, did he upgrade his TV and then he gave you that one,
Mm.
or do you just move it to another room?
See, that's probably what I would do. I'd probably just move it to another room.
Yeah. I mean,
I would first offer it back to the gentleman or
Mhm.
person, whoever offered it to let you borrow it for that time frame.
yeah.
And if they don't want it back, then it's your decision at that point.
Right, right.
No, that would make sense. I think that's really the way to go with that.
But see, to me, selling it wouldn't even be an option. I would just move it to another room. You can always use a TV somewhere.
No, you
Yep.
could, yeah.
Like I got,
And it was a gift.
like I got 4 TVs in my house right now. I've got the one in the living room, one in the bedroom, one in the basement, and then I got the small portable one that I'll put in the garage, or if I'm barbecuing out back, put it out there. And Jim's counting TVs just in his room.
Do my TV monitors count? Because I got.
Well, that would, yeah, I guess that would count.
Well, if we're counting monitors, I got one more downstairs.
I got 3 right here. So.
Oh boy.
I got 3 here.
Mm-hmm.
I got 3 in Missouri. Whenever I come to you guys.
Right.
At my dad's house. I got my 75-inch out there in the living room, and I got 56-inch up in the bedroom.
I technically forgot I have one more TV. It's my grandma's old TV that I just haven't taken out of the basement yet. It's the old CTR.
Oh yeah, I got 2 of those up in the attic. Yeah.
Oh man.
I just don't want to bring it up the stairs. It's heavy.
That's yeah.
It still works, I think.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Doesn't. Why are you keeping it?
Because too heavy to bring up the stairs, sir.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh gosh.
So I guess the answer is yes, you can, but you probably need to go through some steps beforehand.
I think that would make sense. I think that would be the right thing to do. Adam from Twitter says, a man approaches all 3 of us and offers $1 million and a Tesla Roadster
Sweet.
to the person who can keep their hand on the car the longest. Now, there's some stipulations to this. You must stay standing, and you must not speak a word.
I'm out.
Who wins, and how long do they last?
I'm not winning. The silent thing, you know me. I'd start humming, I'd start whistling, I'd start making some form of noise with my mouth. I'd be out.
I can see where Shawn would be out. Yeah, the standing, and
standing,
not
I'd be
talking.
fine. Standing and holding onto the car, touching the car, whatever. I could do that. The being quiet, I think we all know I'm not winning that one.
So Shawn's out, so it's you and I now.
I'm down for the challenge.
All right. So maybe we could make a deal beforehand, see? And because you really want the car, right?
No.
No? Okay, I was going to say we'd split the money.
Well, once the car is yours, you can sell it. You don't have to ask this guy first.
No, but we also get $1 million with it.
Oh, no, I get that.
Yeah.
But you could have $1 million plus whatever the cost of whatever you could get for selling the car.
What would be the car that you would you would stay in for then?
Oh, well, I would. I don't think I have the ability to stay in on any of the cars. Is what I'm saying. Subconsciously, I would start
because he can't stop talking.
It's not necessarily talking. Okay,
right.
It's not necessarily words.
Mark drops out. I'll give you the car, Shawn.
Okay.
Mark, you get half the money, and I get the other half.
Oh, see,
that works.
There we go. That
works.
That's the way to work it out.
But is there a car that I might be more apt to try and?
Yeah, is there a car that you would be more apt to stay in for?
Man, a Dodge Challenger would be nice. I'd be tempted to stay in for that. I've always liked big trucks, not necessarily like ones with the souped up 20-inch tire or the 20-foot tires or anything like that. But
right.
Truck
the
that
Bigfoot mud gripper tires.
Right, but something that I can be up high in traffic and not have to worry about if I have to go off road, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Do you do a lot of off roading?
No, I drive I'm driving a compact car right now. So I would love to be able to. I'm driving a compact car right now, though, so no.
Okay.
Not intentionally, anyway.
Maybe we can get some 20-foot tires for those.
I've seen those in my neighborhood, man. It's been a while, but in the 90s, I would see those in my neighborhood. They would be like an old, Chevy Caprice.
Oh, okay.
If I got that car, I'd sell it because I don't want that car.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a couple different cars and a truck that I could use that money to spend on the.
Oh, sure.
And see, and I'm kind of like that too. I mean, I would love to have a Dodge Challenger and all that, but I know me, and me keeping the car nice, probably not in the cards.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm gonna want to eat while I'm driving because I'm always in a hurry and always hungry.
What if it was the Batman Tumbler?
The Batman Tumbler, well, it probably has a self-cleaning option, right?
Probably.
I just drive it upside down. No, it doesn't drive upside down. I know. If I could get the Batman Tumbler, I might have to keep my mouth shut for that, though.
Yeah.
See, my problem is.
So Jim's gonna share stuff, and you're like, if it's the Tumbler, I'm.
Who's to say I won't share though?
I'm gonna stuff a sock in my mouth.
Well, and the thing was, you said you have to stay quiet. You didn't say you can't say words.
No, you can't say a word.
So me, I'd be
you
sitting
can't
there.
say a word.
Okay, so I
said
could
that.
whistle. I could whistle then, because you know me, I'm gonna end up
You have
humming
to
or
stay
whistling.
quiet.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. I'd be like, I'd start whistling, and of course that would make you shout, "No whistling!"
Yeah.
So then you'd be out.
So kind of a play off of the whole Big Bang Theory with the One Ring.
Yeah,
Where they did that.
yeah.
That was pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah. So you mean this ring?
So I guess the winners are gonna be Jim.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
We got the thumbs up from Jimbo. Awesome.
Okay, here's the last one. You're going to like this one. Your local wizard, of course, the local wizard, has run out of storage in his magical home.
Because
I
a
feel
wizard can't make
for him. I truly feel for him these days. So.
Yeah.
so a wizard just can't make more room happen, huh?
No, I've done the research. And
Okay,
no,
awesome.
No,
All right,
you
all right.
can't. Yeah. So he's giving away potions for free.
Love potion.
Yeah,
number
because
9.
of the lack of storage in his house, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's given us 3 potions, and here they are. Number 1, turn invisible for an hour. Number 2, be able to hear selectively people's thoughts for 2 hours. Or number 3, turn into an animal of your choice for 3 hours. So now you must decide amongst ourselves here who gets what potion and what we'll do with it.
All right. So let's start off with which one would you want the most out of those 3? I know we got to divvy them up. So
Right.
if it turns out we all 3 want a different one, then that's perfect. So let's talk that out.
Okay.
Jim,
Let's
which
do that.
potion would you want out of those 3? Invisible for an hour?
Of the choices available, I'll do the invisible for an hour.
Damn it. Okay.
Okay.
That's the one I want. Well, because I don't want to hear what people think about me. I already know that might not be good in most cases. So,
Yeah, but it's selectively.
selectively, so I get to
Yeah.
hear what I
it's
want.
not like you hear everything. It's just selectively.
Oh, I could get on that.
Is that the one you're going to go with?
I could change into an animal for 3 hours, but I mean,
So
Yeah,
what
I'm-
animal?
I'm-
What animal
I'm
would you
looking at-
change into?
I'm just going to change into a eagle.
An eagle?
and
That would be
fly-
cool.
and
Yeah.
fly around for
Mhm.
2.5 hours and then come back. So
What would you do, Shawn?
God, I'd have to give that some thought. I don't want to turn anything that's prey, because knowing my luck, in that 3 hours, I'd be eaten.
wait, can we be a mythical animal?
It doesn't say. It just says an
Well,
animal.
It's from a wizard. Come on.
Yeah, it's
gotta
from a
be
wizard. It could be
Okay, if it's a mythical animal, I'm going to be a griffin.
a griffin. Yeah.
So if we can be
I thought
mythical
about
animals,
I thought about the griffin, but I'd rather be a dragon and fly around for
yeah, true.
Yeah. 3 hours to try to stay alive.
3 hours. 3 hours to terrify a neighborhood and then
Yeah, they're not gonna kill a
And they're
dragon in
all
3
wondering
hours.
I was
when
gonna
it's
say-
come back.
I was going to say if somebody said lion, that would be, the thing, well, you have about 3 hours to live. So
So we've established it can be mythical. The hearing is what you want to hear from the thoughts, and the invisible is just invisible. So I'd be willing to take the bullet on any of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys choose
well,
between you.
he did. He picked invisibility.
He picked invisibility, so okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Mark, whichever one you want, I can take the other one. I'm cool with it as long as it can be a mythical animal.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we've already established it just says animal, so it doesn't say that it has to be, anything but. To be able to hear selectively, I think that would be okay.
Okay. So we worked it out. So Jim's going to be invisible for an hour, and I still know he's going to terrify the neighborhood for that hour. I just don't think you could avoid not pranking somebody, Jim, for that hour.
Oh, I'm pranking for the entire hour. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Probably your kid for most of it.
No.
Yeah. No, you're lucky I didn't take that one because I'd be pranking you.
Oh, I know. I'd be like, for an hour, I'd have to lock myself in the trunk of my car or something, so I know Mark wouldn't be in there.
Oh, that would be well worth being invisible.
So Jim's invisible. Mark's gonna hear things for a couple hours, and I'm gonna
I
be.
don't know how I would use that though. I mean,
I'm gonna be a griffin for about 3 hours.
Okay, Shawn's going to be Peter Griffin.
Aw. Aw.
Okay. All right.
You know
Well,
what
if-
grinds my gears is that I didn't turn into the griffin I wanted to be.
Yeah, that would be my luck. I don't even be a griffin. Ah, crap. Couldn't at least make me Brian or Stewie. I had to be Peter. All right.
That's right.
Well, this took a turn.
It did. It did. All right. Well, that wraps up the Situation Room.
All right, coming up next,
Okay.
our Valentine's Day segment. Things we do for love, and maybe some celebrity crushes in there as well.
Yeah. Well, being in love can make us do some pretty crazy and unusual things. There's something kind of scary about loving another person so much that you'll do things that are entirely out of character. We've all been there, whether it's a psycho moment, an emotional moment, or a completely selfish gesture. Love can push us to do things we never thought we would do. One of our listeners gave us this topic a while back, and we thought we'd save it for this Valentine's Day show. And we'll try to look at some things. We always want to look at the humor of things too,
Right.
And so some of this we might get off on a tangent on something else. We might, who knows what rabbit hole we'll go down in this case. But what are some of those strange things that, even from movies or TV or from music? Because I know what he did. He took an old 10cc song and took the title of it,
Right,
and that's how we
exactly.
ended up with this thing. So the things we do for love. So I just one of the things when I was dating my wife now, but when we first started dating, she had made eggplant parmesan, and she's a great cook. I hate eggplant. Okay, so and she knows this story, and she tells everybody this story. But she made eggplant parmesan, and I ate 2 helpings of it before I finally told her that I didn't like eggplant. So I guess that's one of the things that I did for love, I guess, is to choke the eggplant down.
Yeah, and there was this one time for me when I was dating this vegan.
There's your problem right there. Yeah.
So I was dating this vegan girl, and for a week I decided I'll go without eating meat. I wasn't going to go without any animal products like she does. Man, that week was so hard. I did it, but man, that was so hard. Just I wanted to go to McDonald's and get a Big Mac, just something. Couldn't do it. So when that week was up, I ate like a king.
You ate like a king.
I bet you did.
Oh man, it was good.
He was like Fred Flintstone with a big, brontosaurus ribs. And stuff.
Tip the car over.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would like 2 double cheeseburgers and just take the bottom and top buns off and just put it all together.
Oh my gosh.
So there's that. As far as like I wouldn't call that a goofy thing, but a thing I wouldn't normally do. I did one thing once, and the girl actually liked this.
Mm-hmm.
I had roses delivered to her house, and had 11 of them delivered, and then I delivered the last one. So she got the 11. There was a card that said, "Hey, count the roses." She's like, "Well, why do I need to count the roses?" She counts them, and then I did in my head how long I think it would take her to count them. And then I showed up. I was around the corner when the guy delivered them, so I knew when they were delivered. So then I knock on the door, and there I am in a suit, holding the single rose.
He didn't even know this girl, actually. He just sent her
That's- well,
flowers
I
and
mean-
showed up and I think you forgot.
The things we do for
Thing is, I'd never met her either. That was weird.
Yeah.
Never seen her before. No.
Gosh, that's scary, Shawn.
Yeah, no.
What
No,
about
I knew
you,
her.
Jim?
I was dating her at the time, so.
Was that wish.com or match.com? I just curious.
Yeah, farmers.com. I don't know.
Farmers.com.
Oh, any stories from you, Jim?
Oh, wow. Yeah. When we're kids, we do, crazy things that we think will impress or,
Oh, sure.
and hopefully not depress the person that we're trying to show our affection to. I'm going to say remembering birth dates, remembering anniversaries is very important.
Yes, definitely.
And also remembering if a person does or does not like certain things is very important. There's been incidents in recent years where I thought I was doing the right thing. I really did, and and all of a sudden you get a pissed off phone call. It's like, you did this and you had it sent to my work and everything. I had to put on a face and like, what? She goes, I hate that color roses.
Oh, man.
No.
I thought maybe you sent like a barbershop quartet to someplace or something.
No, but don't send 24 of the wrong color roses on
Definitely
Valentine's
not.
Day.
No.
Ruin it. It just
You don't know me at all.
and you guys, you guys hear me. I have a pretty decent memory, and I remember movies and characters and comic books and entire storylines and music, and I get hit with all this. You remember all this stuff, and you can't remember that I hate red roses.
Well, and that's such a ubiquitous color, though, to use.
Oh, yeah.
That's just red roses are the thing.
I was like, I hadn't done this in years. Why haven't I done this? I should just do the classic. Wrong.
Wrong answer.
There was a reason, but I forgot.
And it's always when you think you've done the best thing ever is when, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or or you cook a big dinner or something, a big fancy kind of thing, and then it's like, I don't really like that, And I know I was there, but it was
right.
But it's still a case of at least appreciate it what it's for, I guess.
But on the other side of that, on the other side of that rainbow, there's times you mess up badly, but there are times that you score. You knock it out of the park, So surprising, coming back from a trip from overseas and surprising your wife on an anniversary with her being able to go with a pilot and fly a plane.
Oh, that's cool.
Is cool for an anniversary.
I can't top that one.
No, that's tough.
I can't top that one.
And I did it all over the phone and internet. I got it all arranged.
Oh, I thought you meant you had her fly the plane over the internet. That would be.
I came home and I had it arranged, and I was like, "Get in the car, we're going." And yeah, she got to fly a plane. She loves planes.
So. Oh, that is cool.
Jim wins the world, Mark.
I think so. I think that one's a really good one.
Yeah, I got my flower story, and I got the vegan story, and I got one more where I made same girl for the vegan thing. It was either our first Valentine's Day or our 1-year anniversary. I don't remember, but I made I was working at the website at the time. We had a huge printer, so I bought some cardstock. The things you make your science presentation things on. I bought some of that. And folded it into a card. So I, glued 2 pieces together, folded it into a card that was probably about 3 feet tall, and printed off big pictures that I'd taken over time, and put them on there and made I called it a life-size card.
Oh, this was the vegan. Okay, I was thinking this is the one you didn't know, and you just gave her flowers, and I thought,
and then I gave her a big card.
These were photos of you stalking her. I didn't know.
The FBI is going to be talking to me after this show now. Thanks, Mark. No, this is a girl I'd been seeing for a year. Yeah. And, so I just made her this huge card. I called it a life-size card, but, regular cards are life-size cards.
Sure.
So, but it was, 3-foot-tall card with pictures. She loved that.
Yeah, that is really cool. Yeah. I know I made a Valentine one time where I took the different candies, like, sugar babies and, like, Snickers, and just wrote a thing where... That was really cool. That was very appreciated.
I think I did a scavenger hunt once as well, but I was the prize, so I don't know how good of a hunt that was.
Yeah, it was kind of the booby prize there.
It was me dressed up in a suit, which that person had hardly ever seen, so it was,
Okay.
I don't know how well that went over.
So Shawn. Who was your celebrity crush?
Okay, so we got to go with time frames on this. The first one I remember is Alyssa Milano from when she was on Who's the Boss. That's the first one I remember.
Good choice. Go
ahead. You go a little bit longer. For a while there was, what is her name? Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I don't know why. Because I'm usually a fan of not toothpick-looking women, and she's a toothpick. If I had to pick a current one...
Jennifer Love Hewitt was toothpick? Okay, keep going.
Toothpick.
Okay.
back then she was. I don't think she is anymore. But at the time of like not How I Met Your Mother. I Know What You Did Last Summer. She was. Yeah.
Okay.
Shannon Elizabeth was in there at one point during American Pie, but I think that was probably every guy in his early 20s at that point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If I had to pick one now, I'd have to think about that one. Captain Marvel or Scarlet Witch. So either Scarlett Johansson or Brie Larson. I'd have to go with right now. Jim looks like he's
no, not Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet. I'm sorry, no, Black Widow, not Scarlet Witch.
Black
Yeah,
Widow? Okay.
Yeah, Black Widow.
That's not Scarlet Witch.
No, Scarlet Witch is Olsen. Yeah,
Yeah.
Elizabeth or not? Is it Elizabeth Olsen or?
Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So Black Widow or Captain Marvel.
Wow.
Nice.
That sounds weird because Captain Marvel didn't always used to be a woman. So.
Oh man.
That's okay. We'll let it go.
Wow.
That's okay.
Yeah. So we'll go Brie Larson or Scarlett Johansson right now. So Mark?
Oh, well, the earliest one I remember is Christy McNichol. Remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
Wait,
A
man,
long time ago.
That's not the answer I thought I was going to hear, but I bet I know the answer is coming up.
And then, it was weird. I mean, it was, like you had like Lonnie Anderson on WKRP, but I always liked Bailey Quarters, and she was also on MASH. I liked her. Let's see who else. I know what one Shawn's gonna.
Lonnie Anderson was on WKRP, not MASH.
No, I said Bailey Quarters. The lady that
Bailey
played her
Quarters,
was also on MASH.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She played.
You're right. You're right.
I think Lieutenant Dish or something like that. But let's see. I know what Shawn's thinking, and yes, I think we all. I don't know, Jim. You can speak for yourself, but Catherine Bach. Daisy Duke.
Oh, that's actually not the one. There's one you told me when we were working one time.
Oh, huh. I don't know who that was then.
Phoebe Cates.
Oh, Phoebe Cates. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You told me that one was.
Must have had quite a few here.
Well, duh.
I mean, if we're going to move into modern times, man, I don't know. I don't guess I watch too much stuff. I mean, Jennifer Aniston's always a good way to go.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Oh, I know one that's, a good story, I guess, as well. Shania Twain.
Oh, well, yeah.
Country singer,
yeah.
Shania Twain. And one time we were watching an award show, and my wife was in there, and I don't like stare at women and all that stuff, but she came out singing, and she had like the thigh-high boots on and all that stuff, and I was just like glued to the set, and she just reminds me of that all the time.
Mark got in trouble that night.
Yeah, I did. So, yeah, that is one, definitely.
Have her boots been under your bed, Mark?
No.
All right.
What about you, Jim?
Oh man, a lot of it revolved around music. One particular, even probably to this day.
Mick Jagger? Oh no.
Was oh, you're so funny. Belinda Carlisle.
Okay, yeah.
Belinda Carlisle.
And just Go-Go's or whenever she was with solo. Yeah, that was absolutely. After that was 87, 80s, 90s. Tia Carrera.
Ooh, Wayne's World, yes. Mm-hmm. Has she been in? I mean, I remember she was in Wayne's World. She was in a Tales from the Crypt.
She's been in quite a few movies, actually.
I'm going to have to look that up because I can only think of Wayne's World and the one Tales from the Crypt I saw her in.
Yeah.
Shawn forgot to say one that he really had a crush on, and that was B. Arthur.
She is a handsome woman.
Go ahead, Jim. I'm sorry.
God.
Now all he can think of is B. Arthur.
Actually, Betty White just popped in my head.
Yeah, Betty White.
It's okay. Wow. Mark went for Estelle Getty, so.
Oh gosh.
Currently, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but those two for sure.
See, I got caught in the.
Those were.
Yeah, when you asked me the question, I got caught in the TV movies thing. But thinking about music, I mean, I'd have to. I know there was musicians. I was like,
Nancy Wilson from Heart, the blonde.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that could work. I mean, even you go back to when I was 20, Aaliyah from the singer Aaliyah.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a huge crush on her. What other singers though could I think of? Like, I know in the mid '90s it had to be somebody I just can't think of right now.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Because I was listening to a lot of country back then, so Shania Twain, obviously. Probably a little Mindy McCready or Faith Hill at the time too.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, back in the '90s in my country days.
I worked with a guy. I mean, he had a huge crush on Stevie Nicks.
I could see that though.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Now, who was the because you brought up music, the Bangles. So Walk Like
I
an
don't know any of
Egyptian.
the names, but the lead singer for
the one that had the brown darkish hair. Yeah. Just especially in that video, for some reason, I don't know.
Oh, you want to talk about videos? The Whitesnake video that had I just blanked on her name. I had it, and then I said Whitesnake, and now I forgot her name. Oh God, Jim, help us out here.
I know who you're talking about.
She was married to Steve Finley for a while too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was in Bachelor Party.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
With Tom Hanks.
But now, since you brought up,
I'm blanking on it right now.
Since you brought up, now that you brought up Fleetwood Mac, Christy McNichol's the only name that's stuck in my head now, and that's not right.
No.
Oh man.
But I can tell you absolutely for sure before Belinda Carlisle.
Oh, Mark's got a smart. Go ahead.
My absolute favorite crushes when I was growing up were the Hills Angels from Benny Hill.
Oh.
Hands down, without a doubt. I can't remember. I know Sue Thomas. I know her.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember the rest of their names. But man, yeah.
Yeah, they had a lot of those kind of things when we were young. The dancers and stuff. Solid gold dancers and all that stuff. And
no. Nobody ever touched the Hills Angels.
That's true.
I thought he was getting confused with Charlie's Angels there for a minute. But then
Tawny
Katane. Thank you.
Tawny Katane.
Thank you. I cannot believe I forgot that. And there was in the '70s where everybody had their Farrah poster, I'm sure, as well.
Oh yeah.
Hoping the tape goes out on the wall by your bed.
Who was the one who just died recently?
It was one of. Oh God. Ginger. Ginger died recently.
No,
Marianne. Marianne died recently.
No, Marianne died. No, Marianne died recently, but I was thinking of the other Charlie's Angels.
You had. You had
Tanya
Kate
Roberts. Tanya Roberts. I had her poster.
Okay.
Yeah, I had her poster on the wall.
Yeah, lots of.
I'm a sports guy. Mia Hamm for a while after that goal that she scored, and she took the jersey off. That made a lot of crushes. I'm pretty sure for for guys my age,
or something. Yes.
For the sports fans there. But yeah, trying to think of any more crushes I would have had. Music, TV.
Can't think of any more right now. Yeah. We can revisit this one another day.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, this is.
So anything from movies that you remember where a guy did something silly for love, and
I can think of some things that people do, and they get like the person's name tattooed on them.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, you better hope that you stick with that person.
Well, and you better hope it's in a place where nobody else can see it if you break up with that person.
Well, or that could be a bad thing too, because somebody might see it.
Exactly. I saw a good cover-up a guy did the other day. I saw a picture online. A guy, it showed the before picture was his girlfriend's name, and then after that was he had painted a paint roller, or he had tattooed a paint roller, painting over her name.
That's... What's the story I heard? Somebody did something like that, and they had a name, and it was an old girlfriend, and he said, "Oh, that's my sister who died."
I don't know about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if he keeps doing that, I mean, how many sisters did he have? And what the heck is going on?
I'd seen another one where a guy had a name and it was crossed off, then name under that, crossed off. So he had like 4 names going down and they were all crossed off.
Oh, my gosh.
It's like you might want to consider waiting a while before that particular tattoo, my friend.
Well, you know, the things we do for love. Okay, so, I mean, you talk about movies and, you know, you got The Notebook where the guy keeps, you know, all the information there. 51st Date comes to mind.
Serendipity. I like that movie.
Serendipity.
Yeah. You know, in movies, there's a lot of things where guys do, and in the movies, oh, it's charming, it's so inventive. And if you do that in real life, whatever they're doing, it ends up being, you know, you're stalking me.
Right.
Like, and say anything with that, with a thing over his head, you get charged with stalking at this point.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of the things back then that were not considered the same as they are now. That's for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I just know that if there's some things I've seen in the movies where girls are like, oh, it's like, no, because if a guy does that to you now, you're calling the police. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I mean, and now with Facebook and everything, you can certainly cyber stalk somebody.
Different world. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we couldn't do that kind of thing.
Oh, Facebook was around when I was a teenager. I'd have been in so much trouble.
Yeah. Cyber stalking people and stuff like that.
I don't know that I would have been really cyber stalking people, but I would have been making an of myself.
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, I make an of myself now, but I would have, you know, just things I would probably say to a girl, pouring my heart out, and that I'd be more willing to type out than I'd be willing to say. That's where I would get in trouble. I'm more, you know I talk a lot, but
Right.
I'm more expressive with my feelings with things that I write out rather than with my actual words. So I'd be more willing to type out this long thing to this girl, and then I'd probably be blocked.
Probably.
And I'd be fine if it was in person because I never would have said it.
Oh man. So I'm trying to think. Valentine's Day. I mean, what do you usually get your girlfriend or your wife? I mean, I don't go all out. I mean, usually flowers or something like that.
Yeah, I mean anymore. If it's a new relationship, then you probably put more thought and effort into it. When it's an older relationship, it's just like, you know, it's Valentine's Day. You know, we'll go to dinner. We'll do something, but we're not going to make a huge presentation out of it.
Yeah. What about you, Jim? I mean, anything besides
it has not
flight
been a
lessons?
Yeah, besides.
It has not really been an issue. There's some years we've taken off and not done anything, and there's other years that we've, you know, done the whole dinner, roses, candy, everything.
Plane flight.
And so yeah. So it really just depends on what's going on. You know, life happens while you're making plans, so you try to enjoy the moment at sometimes, and sometimes you just have to realize it's just another day, you know. So,
and that's true. I mean, you know, people say, oh, it's you know, it's something invented by the card, you know, the greeting card industry and stuff like that. But I mean, it's nice. I think every day we kind of, you know, show that we you know, love people, and I think that's probably the way to go. Not to get all serious here, but
I don't think there's anything wrong with having a specified day to show the person you love how you feel. I don't think that there's a problem with that either.
Right.
I mean, usually that's an anniversary or a birthday too, but, you know, a day that's just for that, I don't think that's too much of a problem.
No, it's not a problem at all. But I mean, it's just spending time together and just enjoying that person's company. And whether you do that over a meal or, you know, you give them flowers or candy or a card, you know, it just to let them know that, hey, I'm thinking about you and that. I think that's a good thing.
Yep.
All right, that's a good place to end that. And like Jim said, this may be something we revisit, I guess, next year. Well, I mean, every Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah.
All right. Coming up next, that is a good question. I mean, the segment. I'm not saying what.
Oh, okay.
That's coming up next. That's a good question.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
That is a good question. So this is that's a good question. And the first one is, what are some of the best ways to convince someone that you know what you're talking about when you don't have a clue?
Now, see, I always say I have the good talent for BSing. So what I generally end up doing is I just start talking, and eventually I'm just able to come up with something, and I either double talk them enough to where they think they heard something.
Oh yeah.
Or I just ramble enough to where they just want to hear me stop talking.
Gosh. You can always use, the studies show, the research says, have you read the research?
No.
And if they haven't, then man, you've got a field day.
But then what happens when you go, well, yeah, I've read that. I wrote the research.
Yeah, I wrote the research. Oh, well, okay. Well, give me your take on that.
Yeah.
I'm not a big sports guy, and when it turns in that direction, when you're talking to people, you have to, do a lot of nodding or whatever, and usually you throw a smoke bomb and all of a sudden poof, you're gone.
Yeah. Well, it sounded like the way that question was written, the way I heard it was you started shooting, not you specifically, but the person started shooting their mouth off, and now they have to back up what they're saying without knowing.
Up saying.
That's the way I understood
that.
I
guess, sort of.
Yeah.
Actually, it depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to explain this. I worked with an individual who now I can understand a lot of really bad broken English and help people, explain what they're trying to explain, stuff like that. When I'm overseas, one of my former managers was from Scotland, and he was from the part of Scotland where the accents are very thick.
Okay.
And it was a chore some days just to understand him, but when he got drunk, the more drunk he got, the thicker his accent got. And at that point, he's talking, and I know, and I'm just sitting there laughing with him, And the next day, I say, remember what we were talking about last night? And he goes, oh, yeah. I said, what were we talking about last night? He's like, what? I said, dude, I don't understand anything you said after the fourth beer.
Well, it's probably easy to convince somebody that you know what you're talking about when they're inebriated. So,
well, yeah, because then you can make stuff up. Well, it depends on the condition of the flux capacitor, but have you ever noticed, like, if you say something with confidence, it really changes the whole thing. People think you know what you're talking about.
Right, yeah, as long as if you're confident with what you say.
Now, if I'm talking about comic books, Jim's going to call me on it every time because...
Well, yeah, I mean, there's there's limits to everything. I mean, if you're talking to an expert, no matter how confident you sound, you still better know your crap.
Right.
If you're trying to say 2 + 2 = 5 and you're confident, you're going to look like an idiot at that point. So there's limits to it. But in general, if you can say what you're going to say with confidence, people might buy into it.
They might.
Again,
they might look at you and go, "Yeah, okay, you're a moron."
Yeah. Which in our hierarchy we've discussed that a moron is under an idiot. So
that's right. It is.
Yeah.
Gosh.
When people start referring to you as 88, then you have to worry.
Nice.
Okay,
so
I think we did that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've got a question here. So, if you had to be haunted by a ghost for the rest of your life, but you could choose which dead person the ghost would be, who would you choose to be your ghost? Who would be your specter, Jim?
Do I get to see them?
I mean, they're haunting you. I mean, I would imagine, at some point you're always seeing the haunting, entity, aren't you?
Maybe they're haunting me and I'm hearing them.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a musician, so they're humming music while they're on.
But no, you better pick the right one, too.
If it's a physical specter that I get to see, Anna Nicole Smith.
Nicole Smith.
Oh, my.
Oh, gosh.
So I was thinking people would pick, like, relatives from the past or friends that
Yeah,
have gone.
I mean that would definitely be.
Jim's going for the buxom blonde.
That's right.
So, Mark, if you
I've seen these movies before, like Disney's, the Ghost Blackbeard and stuff like that, and he does so much for the guy, even though the way he goes about it, it's just bizarre. But I don't know who I would pick.
and they're saying haunted, so to me, this isn't just somebody that's like there to help you out with things. This is somebody that's at least being mischievous with you.
Mischievous, yeah.
So they're maybe not necessarily scaring you, but could be scaring those around you, or at least making things uncomfortable.
Oh, okay.
That's how I determine haunted anyway.
Yeah. I'm thinking music-wise, or even actors. I'd like, my grandpa or whatever. But it's like then. But if he's haunting me,
Right.
I'm not sure
right.
that I want that.
I don't want
You may have to
somebody
come back.
sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, talk to the wife or something, and somebody's going, "That's a good move."
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking, I'm wondering, would I want Howard Cosell? At least, could you imagine the announcer?
Howard Cosell.
I'm here haunting you on this very day. I'm going to knock some books off your shelf.
I want Stan Lee.
Oh, Stanley.
All right, true believers, here we are. Excelsior!
And he's going to be creative with how he haunts you, too.
I know.
See, I just went with somebody whose voice is going to be at least somewhat,
Well, what about Robin Williams? I mean, you never know who he's
Oh
going to be.
I think Mark just won.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
never
God.
know who you're
Can
getting.
you imagine having Robin Williams haunt you?
Oh,
1 minute,
He would never stop, never shut up. It would be, you'd be laughing constantly.
yeah. And people go, "What is wrong with that guy?"
until he hunts you with a beard, then you know it's a serious Robin Williams.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I think Mark
Yeah, 'cause
just.
he was never funny with a beard. Yeah, okay.
I think Mark just won this one because that
I
makes a
think
lot of
he did
sense.
too.
It would be haunting, so it would be at points annoying, and but it wouldn't necessarily scare you out of your house. It may annoy you out of your house from time to time,
True.
but if you
Mork to Mark.
oh my God. Hey, Mark, it's not your
Mark,
fault.
Mark wins.
Yeah.
Mark wins handsome.
Yeah.
The only thing that would top that, and this would be scary and haunting at the same time, instead of Robin Williams, Sam Kinison.
Oh God.
No, you're trying to sleep, and all of a sudden, oh!
You don't want to pick somebody like Vincent Price with that voice, because that would freak you out every time. I thought you were going to go with Jonathan Winters or something.
No. Sam Kinison definitely.
Now, what about like Bob Newhart? Kind of like if he
He's
appears in
not
Jedi
dead yet.
robes and stuff like that.
He's not dead.
I know, but I'm saying after the fact. I mean, he appears in Jedi robes and stuff, kind of like in
Big Bang.
Big Bang, yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to see Sam Kinison show up in Jedi robes and try to give me
Give you wise advice. Yeah,
Shut up and listen.
that's right. That would be like Andrew Dice Clay giving you advice or something too.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
He's
No.
not dead either. He just thinks he's
His
dead.
career's
Yeah,
dead.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What's the next question you got, Mark?
Okay. What's the pettiest, silliest, most meaningless hill that you're willing to die on?
Okay, Mark already knows what my answer is going to be on this one. What actually constitutes a sport?
Okay.
So my rule is always got to be, it has an offense and a defense and a ball or object that they're competing over. So a puck counts. So offense and a defense. So to me, bowling, I love bowling.
So
Not a
chess,
sport.
you consider that a sport?
Chess. There's an offense and a defense.
And there's objects that you're.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe, but car racing, no.
What about rodeo?
The defense is the animal, isn't it? Yeah.
Right, but you talked about an object. What's the object?
In rodeo?
Yeah.
Rodeo may not be a sport to me then. In that case.
Yeah.
So like bowling, things I like, bowling, golf, not sports. I like to do them.
You think skiing is a sport?
No, skiing is not a sport. Skiing is sledding on your feet.
Sledding on your feet.
Snowboarding's not a sport.
Nope. It's fun.
Okay.
It's fun,
Okay.
but to me, not a sport. It's an athletic event. You know, it takes athletic skill, but no, not a sport in my definition. This is my petty hill to die
So
on.
a sport is competitive against one another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, nobody's defending against you in snowboarding or.
So hunting, you would consider, depending on what you're hunting. Like if you're hunting a bear because he could kill you.
That's more life skills. I mean,
Mark, I got nothing. I'm still thinking.
Okay, I've got two.
Okay.
One of
Go
them is
ahead.
the lights in the house. Nobody's in the room. Why are the lights on? You know, and I bring this up all the time. The basement. I have to go down every night and shut the lights off down there, and there's nobody down there. Now maybe it's Robin Williams turned them on. I don't know, but it's one of those petty little things that gets to me. The other thing is the toilet paper roll. Over or under?
Well, actually, the patent has it over.
Right.
Okay.
And that's the way I would see it. Over is always seems to be better.
But it doesn't matter.
see, I
Oh,
agree,
yes, it does.
I agree. I agree with over, but I own cats, so I have to go under.
And that's your problem. No.
Because those cats, you know the problem with cats. They unroll anything they can.
But it's fun.
For them, not for me. But yeah, I agree over the top is correct.
Yeah. And I mean, I see it, you know, and sometimes I fix it
So
because maybe they don't know.
would this be a petty hill? Benny almost said Benny Hill. Would this be a petty hill to die on? I got a friend who says irregardless, and I argue with them every time.
Yeah.
It's not a word. It's not a word. Now it's in the dictionary.
Oh, so now you have a hard time with that now.
Well, Merriam-Webster says no. They got pressured.
Yeah.
It is not a word. Irregardless is not a word. Have you? Yeah.
Don't get me going on the English language.
Well, yeah, because like patronize and patronize. And I hear patronize all the time, but that means to go shop somewhere. You're patronizing a store.
But if you
You
patronize,
patronize somebody, but I hear it on TV and in movies all the time.
Don't patronize me.
Don't patronize me. And it's like, what are
There have
you,
been
what are you,
so
a
many-
prostitute?
There's been so many jokes about the English. Why do we drive on a parkway and park on a driveway?
Exactly.
I don't consider that a petty hill, though. It might be to others, but to me, that's not petty. That's
It's
like
not necessarily.
talk right.
Yeah.
Okay, I just said that wrong. Talk correctly, but
Why don't you just talk right?
talk correctly. Mm-hmm. All right, I got two questions to choose from. I got to choose which one I want. We'll go with if you could create one reality TV show, and it was guaranteed to air, what would you put on TV? So this is any idea you can come up with, and it's guaranteed to air.
Oh, Randomosity with Shawn and Mark. No.
They want reality though, so I don't know.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a reality
okay,
show.
yeah.
Yeah, reality shows
This
are
isn't
scripted. We're-
reality?
Well, and reality shows are scripted, and this clearly isn't.
Yeah.
And they're not supposed to be scripted.
Well,
But
then it'd be a real reality show.
right.
Oh, man.
Randomosity reality. I reject your reality and substitute my own.
I'm trying to think of some of the reality shows that are out there or have been out there because there was one that were it was like a pirate type of thing where you know you lived like a pirate.
If I could have a reality show and be guaranteed to be put on the air,
Mm-hmm.
it would be myself and a couple of buddies remembering all the stupid stuff we did as kids, sitting around a table, just talking BS about the trailer park.
So randomosity.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It would only air the pilot, but it would be the most hilarious pilot ever. So
And then the network would be like, we can't keep airing this. This is
Yeah, this is not going to work. Yeah, it's not gonna work.
my kids have told me multiple times. I was like, "You guys can go outside and play." When I come back to Festus and I see my friends and we just sit down and start talking and I was like, "You guys can go play this." No, we're enjoying this.
Oh yeah.
They want to hear about about us going hunting and almost killing each other and shooting the arrow straight up in the air and losing it and swimming in the creek and
ninja runs. Oh no!
And playing and ninja runs and all the other crazy and jumping ramps and Evil Knievel and the crashes and the burns and blowing up fireworks stands and all
blowing up fireworks stands. The FBI's coming after him now. You don't have to worry about the stalking thing now.
So we're going to have a show where drivers, they drive around town and they're recorded throughout the day. And at the end of the day, the worst guy gets his driver's license revoked. And maybe we can get rid of some of this traffic out here. You got 10 guys, 10 people. And the worst one, every week, gets his driver's license taken away. So you end up taking 9 people's driver's license away. Traffic will clear up in an instant.
Oh, my gosh.
I just hope I don't end up on that show.
It's like everything I think of, though. I mean, I think they've already done. I mean, there's a show called The Cowboy Way where they follow these, cowboys around and it's their life. And, that would be cool to me, but it's already done. And then there was the one that they had it was like a fantasy type of thing where they went back to almost a medieval kind of thing and they did these contests and they had all this stuff happening, but they've already done it. And, that role play thing is kind of cool for a reality show because it's not that norm. It's not that everyday thing where you go, oh, yeah, well, I've done that or whatever. Right. Stuff like The Bachelor or whatever. I just can't get into those.
Yeah. They've even done a Superpowers TV show. That was the Stan Lee was part of that. Yeah.
Yep.
That was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think if you can at least eliminate some of the bad drivers out there, I like that one. Jim's just telling stories. You get a pilot out of it.
I would watch that.
Oh, I'd totally watch that. I would totally watch that. Can we get reenactments?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't try this at home.
But this was way cool.
Yeah. Let's see. You just did yours, right?
Yeah, I think we got time for one more.
Okay, so I want to ask this 2 different ways, but we'll do it this way first. If you see a spider in a room and it scurries off before you can kill it, how long do you have to wait before you can consider that room spider free?
Okay, so for me, it doesn't matter too much. The spider, I'm sitting down after about a minute if I can't find him. It's like, okay, he's not here.
Yeah.
For me, anyway. Jim, what about you?
I'm not worried about a spider.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm in the same boat.
I'm going to change it now because I know we're going to get a different answer.
I know what he's going to do. I already know what he's going to do.
So you see a snake in a room.
Yeah.
And it scurries off before you can kill it. How long before you consider that room snake free?
I'm burning down the house, Mark.
Until I find a snake.
Yeah. Yeah, Shawn's deathly scared of snakes. Doesn't matter what kind.
I'm not scared of snakes.
Oh, I am.
But I want to make sure there's no nest or anything. So, yeah. A buddy of mine had pet snakes and lizards and stuff.
He would not be a friend of mine.
And didn't keep a well house.
Nope,
and
nope.
So one day one of the snakes is missing. It's not in the cage. And and they went looking for it and they couldn't find it. And they figured it had just gotten out of the house and left. And later on they were cleaning the house and packing some stuff up and moved a box, and there's the snake in the corner with just getting bigger.
Nope.
And it's like the snake just was hanging out in the house.
Nope. That's a big nope rope. Nope.
Yeah, that's scary. Oh man.
Well, on that terrifying note, I think that's all we got time for today.
All right.
Let's sign off.
Yeah. So next week, Would You Rather? Is this real life? And our topic is going to be minor inconveniences. Going to talk about those minor inconveniences that just get to us and get under our skin. So that's on next week's episode. We hope you have a great Valentine's Day. Buy something for your sweetie and just have a great week.
All right. Until then. Well, you just took my catchphrase, Mark.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what to say now. So we'll see you next week, everybody. Later.
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 Thanks for listening. We appreciate you listening to us idiots again this week. Tell your friends and family about the podcast, and to see what other nonsense we're up to, check us out on Facebook at Randomosity with Shawn and Mark. You can also catch us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Randomosity Pod. And remember, we're idiots. What do we know? Hey, you still there? You still listening? Remember, you can keep up with all our random nutter nonsense by following us on Facebook at Randomosity with Shawn and Mark and at Randomosity Pod on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram.
Yeah, and any of your reviews, subscriptions, all that stuff supports the show. We appreciate all the positive feedback. Makes us want to keep doing the show.
All right, that's all we had to say.
Yeah. You still here? It's over. You can go now. Go on. Go home.